late, too. Jason Tatum is coming off an uneven game 4 here, Wendy. What's Boston saying about their superstar?
Yeah, they need some consistency from him. Now, if you look at his stats, they look pretty good. But in Game 3, he had just 7 points. And then Game 2, 7 points. And he came back in Game 4. He had a good game, but started out 0 of 8 and then finished 9 of 12. They need him to put together 2 good halves because he's so important at getting separation with his offense, especially on the home court tonight. The Celtics need to apply pressure to the Sixers so that they can establish themselves. They've let the Sixers hang around, and they've gotten in trouble twice in this series.
Right now, Vegas a 7.5-point favorite in this out about it. Plus, who needs to step up for the Suns tonight to help Booker and Durant steal a game in Denver? But we're going to start in Boston. Sixers Celtics now a best of 3, tied at 2 with Game 5 just 90 minutes away. For the Sixers, when a best of 7 series is tied at 2, they have lost Game 5 7 straight times. The streak dating back to 2003. Tied for the longest losing streak of its kind in NBA history at the Celtics. It all starts with a dynamic duo, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They've scored 25 points each in the same playoff game 10 times, trailing only the great Larry Bird and Kevin McHale in Celtics history. If the Sixers lose, it puts them down 3-2, and that is not good news historically. They are 1-18 in series when they are down 3 games to 2. Their only win coming in the 1955 NBA Finals when they were the Syracuse Nationals. We got to go way back now. Joining us live from Boston is senior NBA reporter Brian Windhorst. Wendy, so far this series, we've seen the tale of 2 James Hardens. 2 wins, the Beard has averaged nearly 45 points. 2 losses, he looks like a shell of himself, averaging 14 points. What's Boston's defensive strategy going into tonight?
Okay, so the game within the game, and what I would encourage you to watch early on there, Mr. Sixer fan, can the Celtics keep Jaylen Brown on James Harden, and can the Sixers...
Everyone in the series, and only 13 times did they win. And if you look at LeBron James being on the other end, I mean, LeBron James has had a 3-1 series lead 17 times in his career. He doesn't lose those. But hey, there's also this history. Steve Kerr, he's had 19 straight playoff series where he's won in the Western Conference. Now, certainly a lot different with them down 3-1, but back in 2016 in the West Finals, the Warriors did come back from a 3-1 lead and beat the Kevin Durant team with the Oklahoma. And, you know, after the game last night, Klay Thompson said, we made history before. The goal is to win 1 game at home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, they got to start with that 1 win, but yeah, history is not working in their favor right now.
It feels like history, and then there's like an asterisk next to the Warriors and what they can possibly accomplish. Look, arguably the most important player in this series, though, has been Anthony Davis, Mark. And so he's been getting it done on both ends of the floor. What kind of statement can he make if he can lead his team to victory in a big Game 5?
Well, yesterday after the game, I saw Big Ant Davis, his dad. And if you saw Big Ant Davis, you know that's his dad. They look like twins.
Big way last night to take Game 4 and a 2-game lead over the defending champs. They did so with contributions from everyone and were able to survive with a late game surge. Steph Curry had a triple-double, and the Warriors led by 12 late in the third, but the Lakers found a way to claw on back. Through 10 games in the postseason, Anthony Davis has had 6 20-point double-doubles, while LeBron has had 4. This is just the 4th time in Laker history that a duo has had at least 4 20-point double-doubles through 10 postseason games. LeBron and AD did it during the 2020 title run, but prior to that, it last happened in 1984 with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Maybe you've heard of them. But it wasn't all on AD and the King. In fact, all of LA should hail Lonnie Walker after his performance on Monday night. The unlikely hero who finished with 15 off the bench not only showed up, but also outshot Steph Curry in the 4th quarter of a playoff game that now puts the Warriors on the brink of elimination. Coach Darvin Ham had this to say about Mr. Walker.
He just kept himself together and stayed positive, stayed supporting his teammates. And again, that karma, that good, productive, positive karma, it's real. You know what I mean? Whatever you put out in the world, you know, it's a 360-degree existence that we live in. And whatever you put out, it goes full circle. It's either go come back and slap you in the face or come back and hug you. And so, you know, the energy he put out, it came back and hugged them and hugged us because we needed all of that.
Couple hugs going around there in the Laker locker room. Mark J. Spears is covering this series for us and joins us now. And look, Mark, it has been back-to-back tough losses for the Warriors. So what chances are you giving those Warriors to win?
Anthony Davis in the bubble, he was phenomenal in the bubble, and I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for how well he played there. But, hey, you want to make a statement, knock off the champs on their home court, and Anthony Davis certainly will have the opportunity tomorrow. I think Big Ant Davis will be in the building. And let's see if there'll be two Big Ant Davises in the building tomorrow night. The Lakers definitely need that.
As you mentioned, the Warriors have overcome a 3-1 deficit just once in team history, and that came in the 2016 West Finals against the Thunder, as Mark told us earlier. Mark J. Spears, thank you. We appreciate it.
James Harden, the attack.
All right, Wilbon, who is the most important player on the court for the Sixers?
Ooh. Tony, this has come up a lot. On the weekend, during the weekend on NBA Countdown, I looked like a complete fool when I said that James Harden simply absolutely couldn't have another 40-point game in him for this series against Boston. And, of course, he then went out and did exactly that and say it's got to be Joel Embiid, because what are you going to do, expect Harden to have a third enormous game like that? Harden can control the game with his passing, his facilitating. He's done that. He's led the league in assists. He could have 15 assists and still be the best player. But it's got to be Embiid. He's the MVP. He should be better on that knee now, better than he was, 6-7 days ago, one would think, because there haven't been any setbacks reported. So I'm going to say the MVP, Joel Embiid, is going to have one of those 35-point, 16-rebound games and block 4 or 5 shots and be the dominant figure the Sixers need to really challenge Boston.
Yeah, on the last game, and the Sixers won this game, Embiid had no fourth quarter whatsoever.